Hello, Nadia.
Hey, girl.
So we're back again
Welcome back.
with another pod of the FlopSquad.
Yes.
I think at some point we need to tell the story of the flops and the stories of the flop members and how it originated.
I feel like we need a special episode for that.
Yeah, that's not happening today.
Never. Actually, it will happen, but just not today.
At some point.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
today we're gonna deep dive into lying, deception.
Why does it happen?
Why do people lie?
What's behind it all?
Once a lie, always a liar.
I don't believe in that.
What do you mean?
Once a liar, always a liar, because we all lie.
You think there's reformed liars out there?
No, I think we all lie. It just depends in what situation you put in
Okay, but
and where you are in life.
Okay, but from your situation, like just as a base question, why do you think people lie?
Depending on what situation they're in. And not even what situation they're in, depending on where they are in life.
Okay.
Because like, if you know what's crack-a-lacking inside you, if you know what's happening inside you, and you're okay with that, and you're honest with yourself,
All right.
I feel like it's a lot easier for you to be like, you know what, this is what's happening. This is the truth. But if you're still confused, if you're still like trying to hide and run away from the truth, if you're trying to like, conceal it all and like just not deal with it, so of course you're gonna lie to everyone around you.
You know what?
Even if you do tell yourself the truth, you're still gonna lie to everyone around you because you don't want, people to see that.
But what constitutes a liar? What is a liar? Is it like one
But I don't really
big
like.
lie,
I don't.
multiple lies?
Do you know? Because I see it this way.
Lies.
I see it this way. You can't lie to someone else, but you can definitely lie to yourself. Because even if you were to tell me a lie, yeah, sooner or later we both know it will come out. Yeah. So for me, like,
the truth will always come to light.
exactly. So you weren't lying to me.
You're like,
Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, it was all about you.
okay.
So that's why I was like, it isn't about like once a liar, always a liar. It's like, if you're lying, it's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's you're involved in that, whatever it is you're going through.
Okay.
Because if you're telling me, you're rainbows and unicorns, that's what I'm saying. You're rainbows and unicorns.
Do you think everyone's a liar essentially?
It's not really like that. I feel like when you put it like, is everyone a liar? It's like, no, like I feel like
Everyone's a liar.
You know,
you liars.
I feel like it's a sense you're judging, and it's like we can't really like for me at least.
What do you mean? Pull back.
Yeah,
You went to judgment from
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? What does that
because we don't really know what's happening. You don't really know the reason why he's lying. You don't really know anything.
Yeah.
Like the conversation we were having yesterday. It's
No,
like,
but I'm asking you, why do you think people lie? Like, what do you think makes people lie?
it just depends.
Because for me, I have a very simple.
Really explain to you.
I have a simple answer for it. I genuinely think
Mm-hmm.
people choose to lie
Yeah,
because the
100%.
lie is easier than telling the truth. I think that's why people lie,
Yes,
right?
No.
And for different reasons, right? Sometimes it's because they don't want the truth to be out there, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they think like lying is just an easier conversation to have, right? Than telling the truth.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just like start to believe their own lies because they lie so much, right?
Yeah. And that's just
But
like,
I think that's what I'm saying. Easy to tell the truth. And actually, sometimes people lie because they don't even know they're lying, because
it just comes naturally.
because they're like not even realizing what they're going through, or like
Yeah.
how they're processing something, right? But I think people lie because actually telling the truth is harder. And the reason I thought about this because I had a conversation with somebody. I was at a conference, and there was a guy who just started a job, right?
Yeah.
And he basically got he lied to his boss, basically telling him something like what did he say? I don't know, was it like something stupid like the trains have been cancelled, right?
Yeah.
So I can't get to the office tomorrow. It was a lie. He wanted
Yeah.
to stay in the conference city
Yeah.
for an extra day and like hang out and hang out with friends. But he didn't tell the truth. He didn't say I just wanted to hang out with friends. He said like the trains have been cancelled.
Yeah.
So the guy obviously being very clued on, like clocked. He was like, this guy's lying. I can check
Yeah.
I'm not dumb, right? And like he pulled him up, right? But his reaction was like he was offended that he would think that he's like he thought he was like stupid, right? And it's like, how dare you take me for idiot? Like
Yeah.
disrespect me like this. It's like you're 2 weeks into the job. Like you've disrespected me by like lying to me, by thinking I'm an idiot, and I won't even like I don't have the competencies to check. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm your boss. Like And the guy was like, I lied to him because it was just like, first of all, he didn't even need to be in the office, right? So it was like, it wasn't even it was a stupid lie to give. But he was like, actually, I lied to him because I was just afraid to ask to work from Manchester on my second week. He's an intimidating guy, right? And I just thought, I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in Manchester to him. Thought like it was easiest thing to say, you know, and I take an L for. Then like, but the way he responded, right, was interesting to me because he was like, and he said to him, "You lied to me because you think I'm an idiot." That's how his boss responded, right? And I was like, actually, no, you lied to him because you're a coward.
Yeah,
as I said to him straight. And the reality is, it's because to him, he didn't want to face him. He was too worried about like his job being impacted,
which he was in the end.
and it actually wasn't, right? But it was, to me, it was interesting the way he dealt with it. And it was like the guy's a really young guy, so like the guy that runs the organization is a young guy as well. So it was kind of like he felt offended, right? That like just because he's young, like he's taking advantage of like, you know, him and da da da. Anyways, and I just thought like you have to be smart about like lying. Do you know what I mean?
Is that why you're teaching people? You have to be smart about lying. Don't get caught, guys.
And then they're coming out with the most stupid lie, and I'm like, listen, like at least structure your lie correctly.
Make it sound like it makes sense.
At least make your lie make sense.
Yes, search before, you know, if we talk about the train, you need to check if the trains are gonna be online.
Why would you lie about like train strikes? Like, bro, I could Google that within 5 seconds.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's true.
And it's just,
that's what
made me realize though that he didn't lie maliciously.
Yeah,
it was just like probably the first thing that came to his mind. As he was like talking to his boss.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It was like instant. Like it wasn't like some like pre-planned like, let me be like think out how can I lie to my boss, what's the best ways, you know, go through like trial and error.
Only because like he's not a person that really thinks much. Because if you get with a person that is actually like attention to details, their lie is gonna be quite, you know, they're gonna do the whole checkup. Does that mean they actually, you know, a bad person because their lie is a lot better than the other?
I don't know, you know, I think
because you think about it, depending,
100%.
But if you're that kind of person, though,
I will take a stupid lie over a well-scripted lie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm not, you know, as stupid as the other person that's gonna lie, and I actually have a bit of common sense and that, like, I'll structure my lie properly. Does that make me a bad person? Than the other person that also lied?
Yes.
Really?
Because you sat down.
Is that how you
planned?
But that's the kind of person I am, though. I plan everything.
You planned out how you will deceive.
But I plan everything. That's the kind of person I am.
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this.
Like if I do something,
this aligns with this.
If I do something, I do it to make it sense.
No, I get that.
It's not because, you know, I'm bad. That's actually like, you know.
I don't know about that.
But it's the truth though when you think about it.
No, I agree. Okay,
because there's different levels of lying. There's lying to like, you can easily catch that depending on like movement. Like my brother, I love my brother. Like, so it's the funniest thing with my brother. It's like when he tries to lie and like, I just can't help it as well because I don't know if it's because I know him, so I can just tell straight away like there's something there. You know, maybe the way he said it, the way he moved, like I look around the house, like there's always something like that will tell me like he's lying. So it's always easy to catch him. But what if you're like aren't aware of that person? Like what if you're not actually looking at the signs and that he's a really good liar?
But you know what? I always give people the benefit of the doubt, even when they're telling me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sounds ludicrous.
100%. I'm like, I think you should though.
Okay, cool.
I think you should. I think that comes with like you realizing like the lie has nothing to do with you; it has to do with the person.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reality of the situation is like I feel like sooner or later it's gonna come out, and
I see that.
Yeah, and it's like, how are you gonna handle it?
I don't know. Do you know what?
Because
I think
are we ready for the truth? We complain about lying. We complain about lying.
Deep philosophical questions.
But are we really ready for the truth?
I'm gonna lie to you. Not always.
And
here's the thing, right? Okay, like let's break it down, right? Because I think there's a spectrum of lies that we've literally just spoken about.
Yeah.
Right. What are good lies?
What are good lies? The ones you don't find out until it's too late.
The ones you never knew were lies.
Done. Oh no, or even the ones you take to your grave.
What's a lie that like you were like, I wish I just never knew?
I don't think I have that. Nah. I think I will always want to know.
Honestly, I don't agree. there are things that I found out that I'm like, I would like to have been in the not known.
Oh no, I
You know what I
feel
mean?
like
I don't need any. It's like I've actually, the older I've gotten, I was a curious person growing up.
yeah,
Like I wanted to know everything. Like I was like that person. Like if I saw my aunties talking about something, I'm like, what are they talking about? Go to my mom, like, what are they talking about? She's like, you're a child.
Yeah.
Move. And I was curious. But now as I've gotten older, I'm like, if the information doesn't concern me, I don't need to know.
oh, I'm still there.
I'm good.
I still want to know.
I am so good. And I realized like knowing way too much information is sometimes a burden.
But depends, because like it's when I find out whatever I need to find out, I don't like keep it in my head. Like it's not something like, it's not, if it's something that's gonna change anything in my life, yeah, fair enough. But if it's not, then it goes out of my head straight away.
Nah.
It's not something that I keep.
No, but sometimes it's like something that affects other people around you, right? So like if you're holding on to somebody's, like, I don't know.
What's an example?
Okay, let me think.
One that's probably not gonna put you in on the spot. A little pickle.
Struggle. Everybody, please.
We can call call him Johnny.
You know the problem is with podcasts, right? It's like people that you know watch them.
Exactly.
And so you start telling a story and they're like,
then they'll
I
know
know what she's
straight away.
talking about. I know that one.
They'll know what you're talking about, but you won't have the name. So let's name it
Nah,
Johnny
facts,
and Bob.
All right, so let's just say, yeah, Bob, right, is a part of like your friendship group.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bob is like going through something right now. Like, I don't know, let's say a divorce. Right? Say Bob's going through a divorce. Right? Bob's not told the friendship group, but Bob's told you.
Yeah.
Right? And now the friendship group is worried and asking you like, what's going on with Bob? And you're like, Bob's fine. Because that's what Bob told you to say.
Yeah.
But you know Bob's breaking down.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's going through a divorce.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, why people?
And that's a
asking you
burden
to begin with.
And like the thing is, right? Huh?
Why were they asking?
Because Bob has told you. Bob has chosen to confide in
How
you.
people know
right?
that Bob told
Which
you.
is fine. Bob, they don't know.
Oh, so
That's the whole point. They don't know.
You're close to Bob, and
Yeah, exactly. So Bob
So
told
people
you.
are
So the
completely-
friendship group are like asking you. So
Yeah.
our friendship group be like, what's going on with that person?
right,
Are they
because
alright?
you're closer to Bob.
Is anything going on? Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, they're fine. Everything's great. You know? Because you have nothing else to say.
But that's definitely what I would say. Full stop.
Yeah, but you know what? After a while, it becomes a burden. And also, you're lying. You're a liar.
But I don't see that like, because it's not my lie.
Imagine, yeah, I'm saying they're great.
No, but let's like.
Why am I?
No. It has, of course, it has to do with you. But the reality of the situation is, like, it's not something that he wants to talk about right now.
That's true.
And I feel like
100% true.
I feel like we should respect that.
No, I agree with that. And I don't have an issue with Bob confiding in me, right?
But the issue is
But
that people.
I have an issue then with
you being put in the position.
with being put in a position where I have to choose to give a white lie. It's not even a white lie, actually. It's a lie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's on a commission of the truth.
And because of that, you feel like, you know what, it's best if I don't.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's better to not be put in that position, and sometimes it's fine to be put in that position.
Yeah.
Right? There's in situations where I've actually much rather be put in that position because I'm closer with that person,
Yeah.
and I would much rather know than be worried about
Yeah.
them. Right? But sometimes I find out information in passing that I'm like,
Bruv, did you really have to?
if I could take that back, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And do you know what it is? It's sometimes like, especially when you're close to somebody and like something that you know affects them, and you can't tell them because you accidentally found something out, right? And I'm like, and I don't want to be the person that says, I'm never going to be the person that says apart. Like, if I hear something, right, unless it's like directly impacting you,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, I just think, I think information like that is useless, especially if it's like past information or like something somebody said about you, something somebody thinks about you, like, and it's irrelevant to your reality.
But
Like,
I always
I'm
want
not
to know though.
Why? Like, if somebody comes up to
I'm
me,
that person that I'm like,
here's the thing, if somebody
why?
comes up to me, right, and like they say to me, like, and say like you're massively insecure about like I don't know, your body, right, and they come up to me and they're like, yeah, Nadia's getting bare weight, oh my god, right? Like, I'm not gonna come and tell you because I think it's just unnecessary information.
But I feel like you should tell me regardless.
No,
without
but I
that
think-
person telling me.
no, but you're not insecure about your body right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you were massively insecure about your body,
yeah,
why would I come and tell you?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
unnecessary information.
Yeah, 100%.
Their opinion is not gonna do anything for you.
True.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like if they say and like, but wait, here's where it gets tricky, right? And when that person's then being friendly with you, right? And like I'm like, yo, I hate trying to shit about my bestie. And I want to be bestie with her.
100%.
But
you know what?
keep
you
it
know what's
stepping.
worse?
And here's the thing though. That's why it's weird, because you develop like a cold shoulder that you can't even explain.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in situations where I've been like, I don't fuck with that person, and I can't really tell you why. But just know,
yeah,
soul ain't a good soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk about this in Islam. Actually, you should conceal people's sins, right?
Yeah, okay.
And you shouldn't talk about somebody even if they've done something bad to you.
Yeah, I
right?
don't think you should. 100%.
And here's the thing. So that's the thing for me. It's like I won't ever expose you. I won't be like this person, this.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I'm just gonna quietly remove myself from your life, right?
Yeah.
And I will also quietly remove my friends from your life. I'm gonna take
don't
you
ask
with me.
questions.
I said I brought these niggas. I'm gonna take them back.
That's the truth though. 100%.
Exactly, that's the thing. But yeah, and it's just weird. It's a weird space to navigate. It's a really weird space to navigate.
Especially like when you meeting different people all the time and you're like,
100%.
it's like, who's telling the truth, who's not?
Yeah, and there's just so much like, and you know what? And people are flawed. People like to talk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In general, people just like talking.
Yeah.
So always something's gonna get said. Even like it's not meant maliciously. It's not meant bad. Like I always like to assume that people mean well. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like you have to assume it. Even if people don't mean well, at the end of the day, like you've done the best you can from your perspective.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah, I don't assume people mean well. Or people mean bad. I just assume they're going through whatever they're going through. And for some reason, I got involved in whatever they're going through.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But they're going through what they're going through.
But that doesn't mean they mean well.
Through their lens, it makes sense.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they mean well.
But I think they mean well from their perspective. From their
I think it's what they can do at that moment. But it's not that it's meant well. Like, it's not well. You know, because if you're hurting someone because you're suffering or whatever you're going through is making you hurt that person, that does not mean you mean it.
Yeah, but they're not doing it. Like most people, like when they're projecting, right?
Yeah.
Like that, they don't mean to project it on you in that way.
Regardless if you mean to project or not, I think like you need to take responsibility for it.
But that's after you're out of it, Nadia, and you can reflect.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you're in it, I don't think that's what I'm saying. They mean well in the sense of like they make that decision.
I wouldn't put it as like they mean well. For me, it's like it's not even mean well or mean bad. Like I just feel like you're going through whatever you're going through, and that's all I need to know. Because if I put the moment you put well or bad, it's like you're trying to figure out who's good or bad. And for me, that's just like, nah.
It's not even good or bad situation though.
Well, if you say you mean well, then it's obviously the opposite, which is you mean bad.
No,
So,
I mean, I think like the intention is good. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make them a good person or a bad person.
Nah.
I think the intention often, not always, by the way.
Yeah.
Intention is often good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and I
I
say
can
that.
see it like
I say this in the sense of like when like even you're like this when you're hungry, Nadia. You're passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Right. And you're not rude.
Not really. I'm actually quiet.
Nah, she's hella passive aggressive. God forbid.
But like, I feel like.
But here's the thing, though. It's not like, and like, it's not like you're doing it. Like,
But I don't mean well. But I don't mean well. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like,
what?
Fab, I am hungry. I need to eat. And like, you're talking to me because I go from different levels. I go to like from being hyped up. Then I'm quiet. Like when I go quiet, she
goes from like a high. Vroom.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
so when
like
I go quiet, you know, like it's starting like to annoy me. So if I'm like saying certain things or you're doing certain things to me,
could kill.
I'm telling you, like I do not mean well. I'm telling you right now. No. As much as I love you and like I wouldn't hurt you in that way, but I don't mean well right now.
No, but you do mean well. Should I tell you why? Because it's still like you're not doing anything malicious because you hate me. It's not coming from a place of hate. 100%. That's what I mean. Right? And it's like, even though the way you're coming across at that moment, because your mind state is different, right? Is bitter, right? Doesn't mean that your intention is to hurt me. You get it? That's
like,
what I mean.
Yeah, but like, I feel like regardless of like my heart is, you know, good heart, people you can still mean bad.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
no, absolutely.
I don't like, for me, it wouldn't be like, I mean well.
Not always. But yeah, I get what you mean. What you mean.
I wouldn't, it's just like, it is what it is. I'll just put it like that. It is what it is. But I wouldn't put it well or bad because.
It is what it is.
I just feel like you kind of like, you confuse certain things when you put you mean well. You know, she means well.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
you're
it's
trying to like put a excuse something that in the end of the day shouldn't be excused.
I get that, but I think for me, I guess it's my own filter.
It helps.
'Cause it's
If it
it's
helps
the way I process the
yeah,
world,
yeah, exactly.
and I need to
If
be
it
able to
helps
like
you,
rationalize
yeah, 100%.
stupid, ridiculous behaviors that I see.
Yeah.
And I think if I rationalize it through the way I see the world, and intentionally, like I do mean well. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I do things that don't come across as good,
Yeah.
but I intend to do good, right? And sometimes it turns out to be bad, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But like that's how I interpret, like through my own lens, right? And I think that's how I will navigate the world,
Yeah.
and that's just my perspective.
Yeah. We left lying.
Not really, because I think that was like kind of like on pursuit of truth, and like how we find our truths and what. But I actually wanted to ask. So there's different types of lies, right? We found some different types of lies. Should we just go through the different types of lies?
Wait, but we didn't really answer my question.
What was your question?
Good question.
What was your question?
Are we ready for the truth?
Are we ready for the truth?
And you said they probably wouldn't. The certain truth that you wouldn't want to know.
Yeah, that's honestly like I think I did answer that because like why there's certain things I don't want to know.
So does that mean that maybe?
But am I ready for the truth when I need to know the truth? I feel like when a truth like impacts my reality, then yes, I welcome it. I want to know it, right?
Okay.
Even if it's going to be painful, even if it's
Yeah.
going to be like not what I want to hear, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a truth that has absolutely no impact on my reality or anyone that I love around me, then I don't really need to know.
Because I feel like people say like, I want to know, but at the same time, like the first reaction, which is always like the reaction that will get to the person that's telling you the truth, it's always like very like, you know, painful. As in like, you might say certain things to hurt that person because you're feeling hurt, and you might do certain things that will put that person in a position when they're like, you know what, I shouldn't have said anything. And I feel like that's where some lies start. It's like you don't want that reaction from that person. You don't want to be in that position where you're like,
Yeah.
you know, you're not only feeling their pain, but like you're also being abused, getting abused from them because of what you said. And that's why like the question was like, are you ready for the truth?
I mean, I think it's the difference of like, are we ready to tell the truth or we're ready to hear the truth? I think those are very different things, right? Because
What do you mean tell the truth and hear the truth?
Because I think like it's the difference between like you telling me a truth about me, right? That is gonna impact me,
Yeah.
and there's a difference between like me telling the truth about something to you. Do you get it? Like the what? So I think like receiving it and giving it,
Yeah.
has like very different like ramifications and feelings around it.
In what sense? What do you mean? Give me an example. I don't know.
So like if I lying about something,
Yeah.
like if I'm I don't know. So the scenario that I gave you earlier, right? If I tell the truth about it, it's gonna be uncomfortable for me,
Yeah.
right? But it's gonna be uncomfortable for me because I'm uncomfortable around the way you're gonna take it. Where if I'm getting the truth,
Yeah.
so if you're giving me a truth, then I have to sit with my own. I'm processing how I deal with it. So
Yeah.
it's like a different thing. So when I'm giving the truth, it's about how you're receiving it.
Yeah. But
When
when
I'm
you're
hearing it, it's about how I'm feeling. Do you get it?
Yeah.
It's like a different thing.
Yeah.
So that's it's so I think one is easier than the other in the sense of like when somebody gives you the truth, you're not really in control. Right? You're just
100%.
listening, and it's about like how you process it.
Yeah.
But you giving the truth, you are in control. And I think it's about like how you like, and I guess this is like specific, like talking very specific, right? In the sense of like, I think you just have to be really empathetic and be smart about like how you deliver
How you
something,
tell.
right? And
Yeah.
when you tell somebody, like when sometimes the delivery and the time is like way more important than what like the truth itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like how you do it
if
and where you do it.
Exactly. Like if I tell you something in like a group setting,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
in
know,
front
on
of
your
everyone,
birthday,
expose you.
like it's literally your birthday, you're in a group setting, you're like having the time of your life, and then I give you like this like thing that's, you know, I know is going to impact you,
Yeah.
right? Or rather than doing like on a random Sunday, like over brunch, just you and me sit down, like, okay, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The delivery of those are completely different, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you trying to achieve? Do you want them to actually hear what you're saying and take it on, or do you just want the
A
drama?
reaction.
Do you want a reaction?
Yeah.
And that's why that's the difference between those. The delivery is like just as important as like as information you give, you know.
True. So it's like you can tell the truth, I guess, but just know how to.
Yeah, of course you can tell the truth. Everyone should tell the truth.
That's not what she said before.
You know what? And this is why I wanted to go to different types of like lies, because
Yeah.
actually, like we mentioned earlier, there are good lies and bad lies.
Don't believe in that as well, but okay.
You don't believe in that?
No.
Okay,
There's just lies, full stop.
give it to me.
There's just lies, full stop. There's no such thing as bad or good lies, because if we're gonna go, what's good, what you think is good, it'll probably be bad for me. What you think is bad, what I think is bad is probably gonna be good for you. So if we're gonna be ping ponging, I might as well just say, no, it's a lie, full stop.
Yeah, of course, Nadia, it's a lie. We've got to the bottom of that. They're both lies, right? What we're saying is there are different types of lies, right? And some of them are done for the greater good, and some of them are not.
You think is a great good, but what if it doesn't work out for me, and it becomes a flop for me after?
Okay, let me give you an example, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, you think it's for the greater good,
Yeah.
but what if it doesn't work out the way you think it's gonna work out?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a great example, Nadia. I will always lie to the police. I ain't snitching for nobody. For who? You think I'm gonna snitch to the feds? Never. Never. I plead the fifth. I know I'm not. But I will
Famous
plead
last
the
words. Famous. You heard it here first.
And I think, do you know what it is, right? Like, there's situations like where you lie to like not hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know,
Yeah,
you lie to
but I feel
protect
like
people from something.
yeah,
You lie because, like, I think there's ways in which like you can lie to save somebody's life.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I agree with that. What I'm saying is like, I feel like I'm saying like, don't put like good or bad, because
Those
like,
are good though,
you're making it,
bro. Those are good.
You're making it.
Those are
sound,
literally good.
because no, it's good because it actually worked out. But there are lies that you think are good but don't work
Give me
out.
an example.
I don't know. An example. Can't actually think of anything.
Yeah, you know why? Because those are good lies, Nadia.
Nah, that's not the truth.
Good lies.
Nah, that's not the truth. That's not the truth.
Those
You know
are
what?
good
You guys can put in your comments
You
the lies
can
that you
snitch to the
think
feds
are
all you want.
good. The lies that you
But
thought
I
were good,
ain't saying-
and when you did it, they flopped.
When?
100%.
When?
100%.
Okay.
Can't even
you
think
know-
of
Here's the thing, right?
the worst part about this whole situation. Can't even think of something right now.
I know God works in mysterious ways. No, on a serious, I honestly.
I'll be waiting for your comments.
No, don't get me wrong. You're right. Like a good lie to me can be a bad lie to you. It's actually true.
Because the lie, it depends of the reaction. You know, because in your head you're like if I do this, then like, you know, maybe she's not gonna react this way. And like,
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is there's well-intentioned lies. The
that's not-
the recipient doesn't matter. It's well-intentioned lies. You're doing it for good. You're not doing it to be deceitful.
but that's what I'm saying. You cannot say the recipient doesn't matter when the whole point of the thingy is for that person. So as much as you think you're doing, you mean it, you mean well. Like, how about that person? Like, what is the impact that it's gonna be?
What do you mean?
What as you said, like, you mean well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But how about the impact
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
on that person?
Nadia, like, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You can do something well-intentioned,
Yeah.
right? And it can turn out badly. Not just lying. Anything in general in life,
Yeah, 100%.
right? But the end product doesn't matter. The effort matters, right? And the thing is, right? Like, example is, right? In Islam, right? We get rewarded for the effort that we put into something, not the output. Do you get it? Right? So
Yeah.
it's the intention behind, like, if I make the intention, right, to help a person, like my brother, or, you know, like a Muslim, or even like just my neighbor, right? If I
Yeah.
make the intention to help them,
Yeah.
and actually they don't need my help, I get rewarded for the intention to help them.
Yeah.
Right? if it turns out that they don't want my help, they start effing and blinding at me, I still get rewarded for the intention to help them.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like, that's what I mean.
I think of an example now.
That's what I'm trying to put. The point I'm trying to make
that-
is, it's the intention, right? It's the intent that's good. If the intent is good, right, then the output doesn't really matter. Because, like, it's like you intended well. And sometimes you intend well and things go completely, left.
Get that, but it's like with your parents. All parents intend well. Like, they fully out here, like, trying to protect you.
Absolutely.
And keep you safe.
100%.
However, the outcomes, as you have noticed, a lot of them, it's the biggest flop ever.
Intentions
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you cannot depend. Like, Sam, listen. Like, it's that thing of like, we're going through life, and we're seeing certain things. We're doing things. I'll give my mom as an example. It's like, you're doing things. If you think those things aren't working, no matter how well you mean, like, you need to change. If you're still pressing on the same button, expecting a different result, for me, that doesn't make sense. And that's what I mean. Like, you can have good intentions as much as you want to have good intentions, but if your results are not going the right way, then 100%, like, I don't agree with that.
Okay, Nadia, I agree with that point. But we're literally saying the same thing, but from different perspectives. Because you're focusing on the output. Do you get it? And I'm focusing on the input. The beginning of it. Do you get it? There's a process. Because here's the thing, right? We're like with our parents, right? Like, they put in an effort, right? Using this resources,
but where's
knowledge,
where's that effort coming from?
Can I finish my point? Using the resources and like like everything that they had, right? So they had good intention. Your mum, right, had good intention to make sure that Nadia, right, when she grows up, is an incredibly smart, talented, successful, beautiful woman, right? That was her every intention, right? And whether, right, here's the thing, and whether she, like, and she did her very best, right? And then you went through a process, and then there's Nadia, the output, right? And here's the thing, and now you can look at it and think, actually, there were certain things that I wish my parents didn't do, or, or did more of. But, like, to me, what I'm saying is, the output doesn't matter. The Nadia you are today doesn't matter because you and I both know there are external factors that made you who you are, not just your parents, right? There's all these other stuff, all these other things that impacted you. But your mum's intention, right, and the input that she put into you is, to me, the most important part. She meant well at that point, right? And that's good. Whether even if you turn out to go to jail, Nadia, right? And you turn out to like be like a murderer, kill multiple people, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, your mum still did good. Regardless of how you turned out. It's not your mum's fault. That's the point I'm trying to make.
For me, even about fault, it's like,
yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is,
where is that intention coming from? Is it coming from fear? Is it coming from, but that's it's not coming
good.
Some
Good.
No, it's coming, like you said, like, it's coming from fear. It's coming from, like, things that only she knows because only she experienced, because that's all you can do. You can only experience what you've been through.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what I mean.
100%.
Like when that happens, and I feel like it goes back to like why people lie. It's like, it's that thing, like, you're only looking at I'm not gonna, tell the truth because, I'm trying to have, like, save you from hurt, pain, and whatever. Fair enough, I get that. You have a good intention, but the reality of the situation is, I feel like people need to know. Of course, you need to choose when to tell them and how to tell them and whatever and whatever.
Yeah.
But the reality, like, I don't like this whole like good intentions and whatever. Like, I understand to a certain extent, because it's like, yeah, you can have good intentions, but hello, you're out here with your good intentions doing wrongs. Because it's the truth. That's how I see it anyways. And I feel like if we're not learning from, where we're getting our good intentions from, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people with good intentions doing a lot of bad things, which I'm sure a lot of people know.
I get what you mean. I get your point.
And
I do get your point. But I do think it's the whole thing of, like, actually, I'm not saying that good intention is like all we need, right? But what I'm saying is,
that's why your focus, like,
no, because
your focus
because what we did was we segued like all the
you're
way
blinding yourself through the whole truth.
Nah, because I think here's the thing, right? Good intention paired with like like just literally like emotional intelligence, right, allows you to like navigate like, should I tell the truth? And how should
I mean,
deliver it?
clarity
Do you know what I mean?
with emotional intelligence allows you
But also
to navigate.
just also maturity and knowledge, right? Like idea, right? Like being mature and being like older makes me realize
Oh yeah, 100%.
how I speak to certain people.
Yeah.
Old, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, and I think that's of course the other external factors, and I didn't include those external factors, right? You're right, because they're very different.
Yeah.
But for me, like that's the reason I was just like I was focusing on like one very core element of, because the reason I say this is because on the opposite side of the spectrum, right, there are like ill-intentioned lies, right, where like I want you to fuck up, right, I want you to like I'm being deceitful, because like that's the intention. I want to deceive you, right. An example is gaslighting. Do you know what I mean? Gaslighting is a great example, because like it's like knowing like consistent like throwing these words at somebody and like making them like believe, you know, and it's just like, actually, do you think how that impacts somebody? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's there's different intentions behind lies. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like you have those white lies where it's like, no, you look great, even if I think your eyeshadow's terrible. Do you know what I mean? You know? But like, I'm not gonna knock your confidence. If you love it and you'll feel confident in it, that's absolutely great. You do that. Yeah. For me, it can never be me. Do you know what I mean? 100%. But I'm not gonna like make you feel horrible about that. Yeah. That's your truth. But like, if it's something like
but it depends.
Like, but no. But here's the thing.
You know, it
like,
depends.
But here's the thing. I'm not gonna like. Here's the thing.
Depends.
Like, if you are like looking a hot mess, right? And I'm not gonna say to you, you look amazing. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have to necessarily look a hot mess. You don't have to necessarily look like a hot. You don't have to necessarily look like a hot mess. It was like, this actually happened in school, and the girl had like, you know, boogie on her nose, and like it was 3 of us talking to her, and like everyone was just talking to the girl, and I was gonna be, is anyone gonna say anything? Like the whole time, the girl was like, they were talking about something, and I was like, is anyone gonna say anything?
That's crazy.
And then no one said anything. I was just like, excuse me, you have, and like she was so chilled, like she was like, okay. And I was like,
yeah, what I'm saying, you should tell people that.
But that's what I'm saying, like
things like that annoy me.
Do you know what the reaction was?
What?
Nadia, why would you do that?
Really? No. I'm
like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, bruv, like the girl didn't even mention anything. The girl was cool about it. Like, why would you? And that's like, it's sometimes like when we're hanging out or whatever, and like the reaction that I get from people is like, why would you do that? I'm just like,
yeah, you get that all the time. Do you know why though? It's because your bluntness is crazy sometimes. Like, because, and like, you know what? Yeah, sometimes there's like an innocence about you, right? Where like you're a child, so where you like you will. Do you know how children will say something so truthfully, like exactly how they see it, and then you do that sometimes, where you'll just ask like the most blunt question. It's like it immediately came to you. I can see it came to your mind, and you immediately say it out loud. And then I'm like, I know you, so I know you don't mean badly, but it's just like, it kills me. I die at the delivery, and I'm like, why would you say that, bro? Why would you say it?
Nah,
it's not why would you say that. It's why would you say it like that?
Nah, like I do have like, it's not even that I don't have no filter. It's just like, those sort of things, when it comes out like that, normally I've probably been looking at it for a while, and I've been wondering, like, if anyone gonna do anything about this, like, am I the only one saying this, you know? And that's when it goes like, psh, it just comes out, because it's like like that thing, like, if you don't say it now, you'll never say it, so let's just put it out there.
It's true.
So, but yeah, but like, that's like, it's the whole, like, it's like you're trying to make someone feel better. I get it, but it's like, there's also like you not allowing that person, like, because for me, at least, like with the people like in my life, and I feel like that's like, I struggle so much at times with like, especially my family, because it's like, you're always like, you know they're not ready for the truth. Like you can obviously tell they're not ready for the truth. Okay. But at the same time, you're like, right, I'm sick of hearing the same thing over and over again. Like we need to get over this already. So it's like that struggle of like, right, how am I gonna do this? Like how am I gonna tell them the truth when you know that whatever you say is not gonna, like, you're gonna get the reaction, regardless of how nice you'd say it or,
like
or whatever.
It's a broken clock.
Yeah, and it's not only like you're gonna get the reaction. It's like, am I ready to handle that reaction?
Yeah.
Cause I feel like in the end of the day, like that's what it is. Because if I'm ready to handle the reaction, then I will say it. And that's how I do it. Like with other people, it's like, I'll just say I don't care. But if I'm not ready, you know, and it hurts, like it,
You know what? And I think the reason, that's the thing though, like, it's that uncomfortability. Are you ready for that? Like, do you want to face that?
it's not even, for me, it's not even about being uncomfortable. Can I help them through that reaction they're having?
Why would you need to help them?
Because you're going through whatever it is you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes, fair enough, there's nothing you can say.
Okay.
Whatever. But sometimes, like, that person has been going through that, whatever they're going through, for a really long time. And, like, you don't know where the breaking point is. You don't know where you're going to snap someone. You know? So it's like, how, am I going to, like, have to, like, stay here after it happens? Like, what needs to be done after the person has a breakdown? Like, are they going to be okay? Because there's those, like, you're going to be okay, but right now you're still down and whatever. But there's those, like, it looks like you're not going to be okay.
Do you know what? And I think, you know, it reminds me of something. I think that Soph said, and it's like, look, you can lie to me, but don't lie to yourself, right?
I said
and
that.
it's a thing of like, you said that as well, but Soph said that literally yesterday in our conversation.
Yesterday.
But and like the thing is, you've made me lose my track of thought now.
You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah, you can lie to me, but don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a thing of, like, we create this like kind of like glass box to protect ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes that involves like our own truths.
Yeah.
Right. And like, and the thing is, and when you put yourself in that kind of situation, right, so you don't want to face the truth. You're not ready for the truth, right?
Yeah.
And the truth can sometimes shatter you.
Yeah.
It can break you.
100%.
Right. And I think that's why sometimes you need to be very careful about like how you navigate that.
Especially like when the person has been in that hole for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like they're very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that question like, do they want to get out? Because if they don't, like, they will savage anyone that tries to get them out.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
and I'm okay with being savage, but are you gonna be okay with yourself after you savage me? Because I feel like that's because some people can pretend, like some people like I saw delusion, like they can fully like pretend like nothing happened, but others is like, right, this happened, how do you move on? And it's like, it's just, they might just break, you know, they might not want to face the truth, so they'll just break. And
yeah, but
depend
also,
on how
that's
they
the thing
break.
though, like if you've been living like this version of your own, like this reality that you've created,
Yeah.
that is like all hunky-dory, beautiful, safe,
Yeah.
bubbles, then the truth is gonna come at you like
Hard.
So yeah, of course you're not gonna be able to handle the truth, right?
Yeah.
And like, and then also the thing is, right, do they need the truth in that moment? And they probably do, because I think here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think I have a lot of friends that need to be like pushed to get out of the field that they're in, the work that they're in, right?
Yeah.
Because they work in a toxic space.
Yeah.
They work in like a space where like they're drained and like their talent and their skills are not utilized and respected, right? And like, and you look at them and you think, you have gone through this for years. You could put yourself like in this little bubble,
Yeah.
right? And like,
You're comfortable with it.
And no matter how many times I tell you,
Yeah.
the truth I'm saying is you're never gonna
Yeah.
receive it. You're not gonna hear it. I'm like, you need to leave this role. You need to do this. You need to do this. This. Literally, here's a roadmap to how you can change to this career, to that career, or even like the same field and it's just a different place, right? And like, they are like so stuck to the reels that they don't want to move.
Yeah.
They don't want to change. That's where they built their comfort, right?
It's like, what if I find something worse? It's that whole thing of like, what if I find something worse?
Like, what if the next place is worse?
Yeah, what if I can't?
But what if it's
handle it?
better?
But you never think like that, do you?
That's
Especially,
the
like-
thing though. We need to think like that. But what if it's
But we-
better?
Yeah, but we tend to like always, for some reason, we always tend to go to the worst.
Because what we know, because the thing is like, it's like we're
it's
afraid
what
of
we know is
we're
what isn't
afraid of what we don't, like what we don't know, like what could possibly be,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, and the reality is, it's true. Like you could go into this new role and it could be 10 times worse. I've literally been in a situation like that, by the way, where I left the role, right, which was like all great, No, I actually didn't like it at the time.
Yeah.
And then I went to a different role that
was
I
even-
hated, you know?
And then when you look back, I wasn't that bad.
And I was like,
before.
oh my God, take me back. I don't like it here. You know what I mean?
Literally.
And that's the thing, like, but I moved. I wouldn't have known if I
you
didn't
didn't
move. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I didn't try this different thing.
Yeah, and I think like
try this
always
working
like,
environment. Do you know what I mean?
have to try.
And like that's it. Sometimes you're gonna get it wrong. Sometimes you're gonna get it right. Like you're gonna
And
love
sometimes
what
you're
you're
gonna get it
doing.
wrong 3 times if you have
Back to back to back to back to
But
back.
the reality of the situation is like, as long as you keep on moving on, it's like you're going for a phase. Obviously, like you have to like keep pushing.
Yeah.
But I feel like people like get so tired, I guess you could say, of what's happening, and depending on where your mind is at, and people who you have supporting you and whatever, like you get tired.
No, it's true.
It's
I think
exhausting.
it is tiring, and it's also like the fear of like what if there isn't anything better, right? Like, and also like I think also for me, one of the reasons that like I feel like I can bounce from place to place is because for a long time I had like stability, right? And that my stability it wasn't like financial stability, it wasn't like I had stability because I had my father.
Yeah.
Right? My father was my stability. Like,
Yeah.
I just knew that, like, if I, and I, alhamdulillah, never needed him for anything, right? But I knew if I ever did need him,
You had that.
I had my dad,
Yeah.
right? And I think there was a level of, like, I'm all right. Just do what I want.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, I'll figure it out, right? And then, but also, and then I think now over the years, like, I've noticed that, like, me and my siblings have each other,
Yeah.
right? And so the level of like, flexibility and freedom that I have comes from the fact that I know, alhamdulillah, nothing's gone wrong yet.
Yeah.
But like, I know I'm all right. I've got
Yeah.
a home to go to. I've got like, do you know the worst thing is, the worst thing in the world isn't being unemployed. I promise you that, right?
It really isn't.
It really isn't. It 100% isn't.
It's not.
But I remember there was a time where I was worried.
Yeah.
I was worried sick
Yeah. Same.
about like
100%.
what am I, where
And
am
I
I
feel
gonna
like
get
you
money from?
have to go through that to realize, like, it
Yeah,
isn't all.
100%.
Like, you can definitely get something
'Cause you
sooner
know
or
what?
later. It might
I
be time.
created all these responsibilities and like put burden on myself.
Yeah.
Of, like, what about my siblings? What about my mom? What about, and Allah yarhamah, my dad's passed away. So like, I was like, my dad's not gonna be able to help them. I have to help them, And I have to be the
Try to
person
be
that
a
does this.
hero.
100%, right? And you put this responsibility back. And like, and then I realized these niggas don't need me.
Yeah.
They appreciate me there,
Yeah.
right? And it's great help, but they don't need me.
Yeah, they don't.
And like actually it was like a double-edged sword, because like one side it was like amazing, it was great to be like move away and be like, okay, cool,
But at the same time, it's like, what
you can't
go
do-
away?
and then at the same time I was like, y'all don't need my help.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
you mean you paid the bill by yourself? Are you sure?
You don't need me.
Did you pay the electricity? Huh? Okay.
Fine.
Do you know what I mean? It was such a weird feeling, honestly.
exactly
Like
what
being
you
like,
mean.
and it was actually really nice to see my siblings grow up and like actually take responsibility and all of that. But
Yeah.
but it was a thing of like actually like I think we give ourselves responsibility and we
Yeah.
carry a burden. Honestly, Nani, for
Without you
years,
realizing.
for years I had a burden on my back. Like I was carrying this heavy load that I did not need to be carrying
At all.
at all. Like alhamdulillah, I don't know why. Like I internalized this burden. Especially after my dad died.
Would you call that lying to yourself?
100%. 100%. Because I lied to myself about like everyone needing me.
Yeah.
Everyone like, and I felt like it was probably the way I held on to my dad.
Your dad.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be.
Nah, I'm gonna take over.
Yeah, I'm going to step.
he's still gonna
even
be
though
here
like,
in
I literally have like 2 older brothers,
Yeah.
right? And like, and like even my brother that's younger than me, like he's very mature
Yeah.
and like successful, mashallah, and he's hardworking.
Yeah.
So like, to be honest, I had brothers, right?
That
But at the
could-
same time, as like a woman, right? As like the oldest
And you're
girl in the
closest to your
household,
dad.
100%. I was like, yeah, I gotta step up.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you can ask my brothers, none of them know what a council tax is. You know what I mean? Like can't be letting them be responsible for anything.
They don't know what
Even
they're
if
doing.
I'm not in the city.
They
you know
don't
what I
know
mean?
what they're doing. They'll never be able to figure it out.
Honestly,
They
I don't.
need me.
Literally, the other day, my brother went, yeah, wait, there's a gas bill, electricity bill, and a water bill. That's a bit mad, you know? I said, yeah. He said, I thought it was all in one.
Oh, wow.
And then he goes,
Wow.
but why is there gas and electricity?
I don't know. Why do you think?
I said, I can't deal.
You can fully tell, like, he's never ever been part of the
And
house.
it's like, why would he? Like, he's just kind of coasting through life. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, like he does his own thing.
He's done his own thing.
not-
He's never needed to. It was never something that was
Exactly.
put on him. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it was the thing of like actually like, but I also find it weird because there's a moments in like where I'm like, yes, I'm useful. I know something you don't.
It's like you're trying to like be there, but at the same
Yeah,
time, like
of
you're
course,
running away from it. It's like I don't want it, but at the same time, I want it.
100%.
And I guess that's what parents go through.
But yeah, but I think that was liberating though for me. That was so liberating for me.
100%.
And I think like, but we've literally had a conversation with our own friends that have had the same conversation where they're like, I have too many responsibilities.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not
And
that
it's
easy
like,
for me.
it's
And like,
not that
and
deep.
no matter what we say, it'll never resonate.
Yeah.
You have to be there to resonate. You know, you have
Yeah.
to kind of like, you
Go
have to like
through
capture
something.
your own truth.
Yeah.
Live in it. That's
Mhm.
it. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing that we can say
100%.
that's going to be able to change that
Because
for you.
in your head, it's real. Like
100%.
the lie is real.
Yeah.
So it's
100%.
like
I
you're
carried that
gonna
lie.
100 yeah
That burden was heavy.
yeah
Honestly, it was
until
heavy.
you're like, what on earth was I doing?
And I was like stressed for it. I was angry. I was annoyed. I was like, I carried this load of like, and I was lying to myself in the sense of like, and also I think it like links into the thing of like, I wasn't
Ready to see the truth.
no, it wasn't even that. I wasn't able to even like self-reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like actually
Just
look
sit down and be like, is this actually
at
real?
myself. Yeah. And I think it was because like
It
the
had to
reality
do
is
with your dad.
all of us go through life like
Mm-hmm.
things happen. Every day you're moving.
Yeah.
And like, and I always say the same thing when somebody checks out on me. I'm like, yeah, same. It's literally, what is it? Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's the truth, right? Because you kind of like on to the next thing, on to the next day, on to the next day. I literally work per calendar.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing today? I'm looking at my calendar. What I'm doing. I'm moving on to the next day. I'm not staying next day. And like life just happens at you fast.
Yeah. 100%.
Things happen, right? And like I remember when my dad passed away, 2 weeks later I was back at work. I had things in my calendar. Do you know what I mean? And it's like life doesn't really stop for anyone. You've got to make it stop and
And you don't want to stop as well.
stuff. And like it's easier not to stop. That's the reality.
Yeah.
It's easier just to keep
Going.
jogging along. Being like, I'm checking on you later. Like email box, like anyone that works from home will know this. That like the emails just start adding up and you just be like, I'll get to it. And then before you know it, you turn your head, it's like on 120. It's like, bro, you were at 5 a second ago. And it just adds up. And it's the thing. And this is the thing when we do like, when we don't check ourselves and our own truths, right?
It all
Like,
adds up.
it just piles up.
Yeah.
Right. And like actually you need to just stop sometimes and reflect and be like, actually, like, where am I? Like what
do I go from
what do
here?
I need? Right? Who needs me? Right? And
Who actually needs you and who
actually
doesn't.
needs me, right?
Yeah.
And like what can I do? And if I do this, what will happen?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like kind of reflecting and like being very honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I think, I feel like it's the hardest.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Being honest with yourself is actually very, very difficult.
It's not only because you can't see when you're lying to yourself. Yeah, it's just depending on where we are, like we don't want to see the truth. So it's like,
That's true.
let's just pretend everything is okay and find anything that I can to distract myself.
Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes, like, I feel like that's what you do. Like you're looking for distractions
Right.
to just get away from the truth. And distractions, it can
That's
be
true.
anything,
100%.
you know? Because I think I was talking to my brother, and like he's always like on Netflix, like watching all these different shows and whatever. And I used to be like, God, this guy's like always looking for a distraction, not to do what he needs to do. That's what I used to think, yeah. And then there was me on my books reading my head off, yeah. But I didn't think for me it was a distraction, even though I was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But because I'm doing something that's good, reading is good. So it's like you, in your head, you're like, oh, what I'm doing is good. It's not bad. But it's like, nah, bro, you're distracting yourself.
You're doing the exact same thing he's doing.
You're doing exact same thing he's doing.
Neither good nor bad.
100%. But it's so easy to look at him and be like, what on earth are you doing wasting your time?
Yeah.
But it took me a while to be like, well, girl, what about you? And it's not just with that. It's not just with that. It's like with, you know, things that, I don't know, like there's certain things like that he does, like eating healthy and stuff like that. it's very easy for me to be like, right, you need to start eating healthy. Like, why don't you eat healthy and whatever. Well, I'm out there probably like eating junk food when I shouldn't,
Yeah. That's
you know.
true.
But for him, like, for me to be able to look at him and be like, why are you doing this? Like, I just don't understand. And you get angry, and it's like, and that's when you realize, like, you're probably like projecting or something like that, because you're angry at yourself
that's actually
because
true.
you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. Because if you're looking
At yourself.
at yourself, there was no time for you to be looking
Conversation
over
different.
there.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. It's not even that there's no time to be looking over there. It's like when you look over there, you would understand.
Yeah, why? Exactly. So you wouldn't get...
And the conversation.
But
is
actually,
completely
the annoyance is at yourself.
Dude,
Not at them.
that projection is like big time. Like it's out there undercover.
Mm.
But I guess that's also comes with lying.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's easy for me to be like, why are you lying? Why are you doing this to me? Nah. But especially if you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or, you know, with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, it's like, it's easier for you to turn to your boyfriend and be like, why are you lying to me? Okay, fair enough. You can ask him that. But why are you lying to yourself about this whole situation as well? Because you didn't get in this situation, your boyfriend lying to you today. It's been happening for a while. And the signs have probably been there.
I don't know, sometimes it's not as cut.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah.
But you always get the people, like, after it happens, they always look back and be like, there were signs.
Absolutely. 100%.
And that's what I'm saying.
But that's when you look back. Because I'm not going to lie to you.
But
Like,
why, if you can see the signs now,
you couldn't then.
You couldn't, but why though? That's what I'm trying to ask you. Like, why couldn't you see? Because it's not that you couldn't see because they were there. You can see them now.
I can tell you from why I couldn't see it. I assume best. That's literally why, right?
Lying to yourself. When you assume the best, why you shouldn't be assuming to begin with?
Should.
No, you shouldn't, because if this is
if I take something at face value, I'm taking it as like what they've said to me, right? Like I'm being
okay. If he lies to you, or I don't know, like, I didn't cheat on you, yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna agree with him because I don't have anything that says that. Yeah, but if you're noticing there's certain behaviors out here that are not 1 + 1 isn't going. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm gonna be suspicious, but I'm gonna say that's gonna be noted.
That's what I'm saying. It's noted.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying you're a liar from there.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, for me, it's not like it's noted. So when it builds a pattern.
Like, red flag.
It builds a pattern.
Red flag.
Yeah, but it builds a pattern. So I honestly believe like it will build like something.
But here's the thing though.
And sometimes the person doesn't have to come to you and be like, oh, I'm doing this.
Okay, let's take infidelity, for example, right? Because there was a story on Instagram that, like, and on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you know, social media, they're all one network now. But and it was basically, so this woman posted that, like, she had got married to this guy, right? And, like, she said, like, he is the love of her life. She's never seen love like this before. You know, she, like, literally loves this man, right? But she finds out after she had got married that he has adult kids.
Oh yeah.
Right? And for me, I was like, kick it to the curb, kick it to the curb. Like, I thought everyone was gonna be on the same. Do you like when you check comments and, like, everyone's just memeing the same thing, everyone's on the same wavelength? But it was mad. I checked the comments and it was just like everyone was beefing. You know, people like, yes, no. Why did she leave him? They're adult kids. It's not going to impact her, you know. But then to her, it was like, she said, I left him because on the principle that he lied to me about something so big.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's kind of wild, you know. For me, like, how the hell do you hide children?
Yeah.
I didn't say child. I said children.
They're big as well.
Adult children. They've been on this. They've been on adult children, 18.
Yeah.
They've been on this planet for 18 years.
But I feel like we did a little bit more of the information, like what really happened, like, you know, the little details that weren't told.
And I mean, like, we
don't really know how she found out the truth.
Okay, but let's take that story at face value.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just what we have, right? Like, what do you think of that situation? Because I honestly think, I think that's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? Like, if he can lie about that, then what else can he lie about?
But it depends, because, like you said, it says like the kids weren't really part of his life. They weren't really, like, you know.
Well, I guess they were estranged.
Yeah.
If they didn't see, if they weren't at the wedding,
Yeah.
and then I guess they were estranged. You never know.
Yeah.
But like now we're making assumptions, right? So like we're not making assumptions about the situation.
Okay.
I think
So
it's
make
just,
assumption. Okay.
yeah. Like I think it's just kind
But I
of
thought you said like it was there. Like.
I think
They weren't-
people talk.
Oh right. Okay. You
the
got it from the comments.
So
Right. Okay. So okay. Cool. I thought it was actually like she said like Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that would be shocking. That 100. Like if I didn't know like the whole thing of whether they were close or not with the family or whatever, like that would definitely be shocking because like, you're hiding a whole 3 lives from your wife.
Okay. But here's the interesting thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Then I thought about it further, right? And I remembered that like actually, sometimes do people need to know all of your past and all of your truths, right? Like how much was she privy to know? I mean, I'm just asking this actually, right? Like, how much information was she entitled to? Like, is it lying or did he just omit the truth? And is omitting the truth lying?
Do you know what? That's a really good question because, like, I honestly believe in like allowing the person to like, decide when to tell you because like. The reality situation when you get into a relationship or whatever, not just boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm talking about like with friends. I mean, it will take time for you to get to that stage that you're like, you know what, this is me.
Yeah.
And even when you think you got to that stage, there will always be other phases where you're like, you're growing, like you're learning, and there's different things happening like constantly. So yeah, like I don't think like. But at the same time, it's like, it's a whole 3 kids, you know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't say 3, I said kids. I don't know how many.
Oh, yeah, a whole kids, like.
How rumors spread. Giving us numbers, giving us situations. I said kids.
Yeah, it's because we had this conversation before that.
yeah, but I think those are like random stuff from the comments. But like, the thing is, right, for me, the interesting thing for me in this story was that like, I saw the story, right? And I instantly had an opinion.
Yeah.
And then I read the comments.
Yeah.
And then I thought, this is way more nuanced than I actually initially thought.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what threw me. I thought, this is very surprising, right?
Yeah.
Because it's actually very true. And I thought about like, actually, first of all, like from an Islamic perspective, right? There are certain things you're allowed to conceal. Like, okay, something like that you're not allowed to conceal. I'm not gonna say like, you can't conceal like having children. But like, actually, did she ever ask? We don't know. Like in this situation, did she ever ask? Did he actually lie about it? Did she? And like, here's the thing.
But how can you ask if you don't really like, if you get with a guy and I don't think like.
I mean, you do. When you get to know somebody, you like ask them about like any past relationships.
Past relationships.
You know,
Yeah, 100%.
And you talk about them like, how why didn't it work
okay,
out?
Okay.
Like,
I thought you mean like specific, asking like, did you have kids?
No, but that's the thing. Like, if you tell me I was with this person, I was like, okay, cool. So why did it happen? Why didn't it work out?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that came out of that?
She probably did.
Like, what's the thing? It's like,
obviously tells you like.
You never know. She might have been like starstruck and like, ooh. Was it not starstruck? Love struck. No.
Like that, nowadays, I mean.
Oh my God.
I mean, you might be, you might be blind, but I feel like you still.
But she did say in the post like, this is the best love I've ever had, and it's like, I am so in love with this man.
But you would ask though, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Even if you just ask, even if he has like, were you dating before me? I feel like that question would still like.
I think assumptions like. You know when you admit the truth, you fill it with assumptions. So like when I say to you, right? Like I do this very often, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's lying, right? It's like if you ask me, what time are you getting here? I'll be like, I'm just on the train. I didn't lie to you. I don't want you to know how late I'm gonna be, but I'm on the train. It's not a lie. I am on the train, but I didn't answer your question.
Yes.
She
lied.
Right? I don't think that's lying, right?
She lied.
It's just
she lied. And then you get someone,
and this actually, this is something I learned from like trustees. Like this is actually like something they do like very much, in like these like high executive meetings, like
Yeah.
they don't. Nobody says anything. Like it's the weirdest thing about being in Brussels, right, and working in the EU was like they'd have like conversations like that were just not
Conversations.
conversations. Do you know what I mean? Somebody would ask a question, right, and somebody would answer something that they wanted to get out there.
Yeah.
Not the they're not answering the question. They're just making a statement.
Yeah.
And then another question will be asked and a statement will be made. And it's like, what's happening over here?
Yeah.
And I realize you don't really need to ever answer a question.
But would you want someone to do that to you?
Absolutely not. I mean, actually, you know what? It's funny because
That's when
no. You know what? No. I take it back. I take it back. Run it back. Rewind.
She said, no. Her first reaction is the one that counts because now she's coming up with a statement that she's gonna tell us. You know, we know exactly how this works.
Further reflection,
we know exactly how this works.
Thought about it, and you know what? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Don't give me that sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you.
If you're with your husband, they'd be like,
okay. I'm gonna keep on her with
why are
you.
you not answering
When somebody does that to me, and the people do, I will press them. That's cool. I respect
100%.
that. I will press them because I'll be like, that's not an answer.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? I do a lot of interviews, and panels, right? When I'm like hosting a panel, and somebody will just be like waffling. Like I'll ask them a question and they won't answer the question. I'd be like, no, but I will cut into them and I'll be like, but no, you're not really answering the question. I've asked you this, right? I'll be very specific and very like blunt. And I think it's like the whole thing of like filibustering and like filling language like with rhetoric, you know what I mean? Like I've become an expert at that. And I think it's just kind of like politics and navigating political space.
Exactly,
Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
But there is a lot of that there, isn't it?
100%.
No one is ever straight.
I can literally teach you guys how to do like an hour speech without saying nothing. In the entire speech. Do you know what I mean? And it's like turn on Parliament, watch the MPs talk about things. Like they all just filibuster. They all just say stuff for the sake of saying stuff.
And they expect everyone to swallow that.
You know, and it's a pill that y'all swallow.
And then this one fights for the right for them not to say that when she's doing the same thing.
Yeah, you got to play them at their own game, innit?
You're not playing them, you're playing us.
You got to play them at their own game.
You're playing us. We're being played by you. You use it to everyone. You don't just use it to them. That's the problem. It becomes part of your life.
Not really. Not playing you. I'm just, you know.
And that is how you catch a liar, kids. That is how you catch a liar, kids.
Good one, John.
Good one, John.
Got me there.
No, but it's the truth though. Because lying, like, I feel like when you're in a relationship and like
right,
the person is like lies, I feel like if you're not like I feel like you both start lying. Because like you're lying, one person is lying and the other is like making assumptions by lying to herself. And it's like there's all these lies going on and like when it hits the fan, it's like,
here's the thing. So
why were you lying to me? And it's like, no, babe, you were also lying.
But here's the thing, right? There's different types of lies. So literally now we're talking about,
and that's what I'm saying.
Omitting the truth, right?
Yeah.
Omissions, and then you have like the lies where you exaggerate the truth, right? We had a lot of friends that used to do that at high school. Remember that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my god! And then you have friends that like you have lies that are like minimizing the truth.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Not
you
a big
have
deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. You're exaggerating. Kind
Yeah.
of like gaslighting. And then you have fabrication. Just completely making
full
something
on.
up.
Yeah.
Just
Full on
whipping something
out
up.
here.
Do you know what I mean? So like,
The crazier the better.
I mean, out of those lies, I'd much rather you admit the truth.
But when you say like there's different type of lies, like do you mean like there's some lies that are better than others?
I think there are some that are less damaging than others. Here's the thing, right? I believe if you fabricate something, right, it's literally illegal to fabricate something. Do you know what I mean? Like evidence. Like there's a reason for that. Like if making something up to me is wild, right? Like to me that's what makes you a liar. That's what constitutes a liar. But if you admit the truth, I wouldn't call you a liar. Like and that's what I'm saying. Like that, I think there's different types of lies, right? Sometimes if you exaggerate the truth, That's like a forgivable lie. If you minimize the truth, it's a forgivable lie. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right? But if you're completely like fabricating stuff and making things up, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, yesterday I was in Dubai, I was in a yacht in Dubai.
Yeah,
and literally
living,
sat
like, making
in your
this
council
whole
estate.
different
Like,
life.
why are you lying? Like, what? You're just a liar. Do you know what I mean?
And a
like,
lot of people do that now with social media, isn't it? I feel like it's
100%.
so
there was a whole like
easy.
Netflix show on it. This
yeah.
girl just completely fabricated her
Yeah.
trip. And like, but that's the thing, people do that. It's so
I feel like
easy to.
now it's very easy to do. Like I feel it's people are making up. Like there was this on the news that I saw as well, happened ages ago in Liverpool. Was it Liverpool? Was it Liverpool? Basically, there's art students that literally like faked this whole trip that they went to with the
Saw that,
sponsorship,
saw that,
and it's like, do you know, like it's
You know
that
what?
kind of
They were
vibe.
trying to prove a point.
But
They were trying to prove a point.
and then it's
And it was-
social
it was-
media
it was-
and media that playing
exactly,
to that.
yeah, because they were trying to basically prove a point. I've read that. It was a really interesting article.
It was.
And they were basically trying to prove a point, like how little research is done.
It's done,
into
yeah,
things.
yeah,
It's like actually, had they
100%.
done like a few Google searches, they would be able to prove that it was like absolute farce, and
Yeah.
they didn't go on this trip. But
Not even how little
it was like the
research.
way people run with it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's not
the
even
truth
about,
don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's what sells.
100%. Like, because it's not even about research. Like, sometimes you don't even have to research. But, like, if you hear a story, like, why would you believe it straight away?
It's true. It's true.
Like, why would you, like, agree with it straight away?
No, but I think it's the latter now. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
that's
Like,
the world we
everyone
live
is
in.
just ready to believe everything.
Anything we read.
Because they just want drama.
Oh my god. That's
We just want
it's a whole
stories
other
to
pod
tell.
altogether, Nadia. Like, what?
True,
Please don't bring that.
true.
Don't
true,
open
true,
that can of
true,
worms.
True. But what is the conclusion from all this?
I feel like we
conversations that
just
had?
kind of like went around and realized
No, but I feel like we're
Different
looking
lives.
at different.
different reasons,
Yeah.
different people, different
And I feel like-
situations, and I think it's a lot linked to do with like maturity, like emotional intelligence, and like just being smart about how you navigate.
Don't say emotional intelligence. All right.
Definitely emotional intelligence.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was gonna say, but I forgot. But anyways,
But now,
I
was
honestly believe like it isn't even about lying to others, because honest to God, like that will come out sooner or later. But it's lying to yourself. Like the moment that you're creating this whole delusional world out there, like
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you need to sit down
the
and
truth
like, you know,
will set you free.
yeah,
Famous last words.
100%. It will.
Yeah.
It will definitely set you free. Like you feel so much better after this. Where you feel like light and you're like,
You don't
know,
feel better after. You
become
feel
like
better
a whole
way
different,
after, way
become like
after.
a whole different person. You know, you're a light person. You know,
Literally lying.
because light is
In
literally
an
like
episode of lying, she's lying right
like there's light coming through. Like, you know, heaven is singing. I feel like it's just a different vibe. So I think like you should definitely do it. But however, if you don't want to hurt people's feelings, then you should still do it regardless.
now. Tell the truth, even if it hurts.
Because feelings are gonna be hurt regardless.
I don't know. No, Nadia, like we're literally having a conversation all over again. We literally said, use your emotional intelligence, be mature about the situation,
Feelings are
assess
going
it,
to be hurt
and deliver
regardless.
when it needs to be delivered and how it needs to be delivered. That comes into being mature and being emotionally intelligent and generally just
Having
it's just a bit of common sense, isn't it?
good old clarity in your life.
Bit of
you
common
know.
sense, innit?
Good old clarity.
So yeah, that's that.
That was us. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that.
I think there's like a way you can like segue into, because we spoke about the lies and the truth. I think you can't talk about lying without talking about the truth.
100%.
So it's kind of a
We're able to get them
perfect
together.
harmony. But yeah, man, good conversation.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. It has been a pleasure lying to you all today.
Everything in that proud was a lie. I'm kidding.
It's all a lie.
It was a lie. She's a, you know, what's that meme? You're a liar. You're an actress. Get that. No, we're not gonna swear.
We're not going to swear. We don't do them things.
We'll see you in 2 weeks again, right here. So make sure you subscribe
Comment,
and listen.
like.
Message us. Give us your lies and how you perceive lies.
Give us
I want to
your
hear.
lies.
I want to hear.
I want to hear your
some
stories.
opinions. I want to hear some stories.
Yeah, I want to hear like some
wanna
crazy
hear
stories,
speaks.
guys. Because I know you have some crazy stories.
But that's it. That's it from us. Another episode done.
Done.
That was actually terrible. Do that again.
Done.
That was actually terrible. But you know what?
One more time. Third time lucky.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.